with canvas. It's my Saturday live, and I had planned something different to paint today, but my iPad's not working. So I'm come up with this painting, this reference, and this I'm going to be doing a gouache study. So I'm going to be using black. This is ivory black, and I'm going to be using titanium white, and I'm going to be doing this value study. Now, I think value studies are really important, and I feel that they have been a real game changer for my art work, and I feel everyone should be doing value studies whenever you can do it. Okay, so I'm going to be doing, I'll be keeping it on the side, and I will be doing a 5 value study or a 4 value study. Okay, and for that, I need to take out some colors. So I need to prop this up properly so that I can see it. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to go in with a 3 or a 4 value study. That's how we're going to be doing. And this is my reference. That's how I'm going to be placing it. Yeah. Okay. Going to be using gouache today. So we're going to be having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's not go for 5. Let's go for 3 or 4. So we have white. Okay. A lot of white and a bit of black. And I'm going to be first, just mixing up the 4 values or the 5 values. That's it. And then I am going to go in and start painting with it. So first there's just going to be mixing of colors. I'm going to take a small brush and just mix in the colors. So I'm going to be taking white, and if I need, I'll be adding in more black. Just a tinge of water, just spray it. Let's keep the thing aside. That's it. Okay. So let's see if we can get the proper mixes. This is a nice. Okay. So if this is dark, this is slightly lighter than that. I just feel I should be taking more of this and mixing it here. And yes, that's a nice mix. Okay. Now let's see if we can have something like this over here. And yeah, that's a nice mix too. It still feels kind of dark, so we can add a bit of the white in it. Now I don't want to dirty this white, so maybe I could take another brush also, but I'm just being plain lazy. So I'm just going to be adding it here. Now the value studies I feel are a very, 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 very important way if you want to grow as an artist, because this helps you understand how you could add in, more drama, more contrast of light and dark. So I think this is pretty good. 2 seconds, that's what it took me to mix up. I'm going to clean up this brush later on, not now, just keeping it on the side. I'm going to take a liner brush and I'm just going to sketch it out. The sketching has to be really simple, and I'm going to be sketching out with the darker gray that we've mixed. Just going to be, I could actually sketch out with a pencil or a pen too, but why not? Just let's go with this. So we have And here I'm not using any grid. I'm just, you know, in relation with the other, I'm just going to be sketching it out. And there could be mistakes for sure. You could have this here. It does feel nice. Okay. It has some lines over here. Okay. And it does have a handle. Extending from here. That's what we have. I'm thinking whether we should include this or not. We could if we want. We have that flower. We're just doing a very easy peasy value sketch. Okay. Holding the brush at the end really helps you keep it very loose. It helps you, embrace your mistakes. Thank you. So we're doing a value sketch today, and I would like, you mentioning something about yourself. So we have this flower, which is, sideways. Yeah. So that's what, I'm just going to be lifting it a bit on the top. Now we could add this if we want. At the moment, I just feel it's looking like an extra thing. This feels complete. That just feels like an added thing. So maybe in the end, if I want to add in, I will add in. But at the moment, I'm just leaving it at that. Now, when we're talking about value study, it means we're going to be doing the darks and the lights. Okay. So I'll start with the mid-tone now first. The mid-tone is basically this. Okay. So I'm going to be starting with the mid-tone. So for the mid-tone, I'm going to be, and now I'm just laying it down. I'm not darkening it or lightening it or anything of that sort. Okay. Just seeing the areas where there is dark. Just placing in the darks, not doing anything much. That's what the criteria is now. Because the moment you'll go into details, okay. Also compared, we can go in with the lighter shades as we work on it, but for the moment, let's stick with the darks only. Then now I think I'll go in with the lighter, but you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take in a little bit of that white. And now with the light, there is some kind of a shadow underneath over here. Then we have it a little bit over here. And if there's some mistake in the shapes, we can always correct it also at this stage. So I'm going to go in with, if it feels very dry, just add in a touch of water, not too much. We do have it. Also for the flower, I feel we do have there are certain areas like we could go in with a lighter shade. I just feel it's too dark. So we could do the background first, I feel, you know. This also has a little dark. This has a little dark over here. Too much dragging, just add a little water and it will flow smoothly. We are just going with darks and lights at the moment. And this is something that we're going to be, playing around. This looks nice, but what is there now? We need a little lighter shade too, which is not here. But let's finish off all the darks first, and then we're going to be mixing in a nice light shade. And we're going to check if that works. Okay, so we have this light shade which I have made, and we're going to be checking. And yeah, that works. So we are going to be going with the 5 value over here. Okay. We do have and we're not going to be talking about highlights at the moment. We're just going in with and I see a little bit of the light reflecting here. Okay. Also we have a little bit of the light reflecting here and here. We have this area which is lighter. Okay, and now we're adding in some kind of, it is not so visible in the background, but we're going to be just adding some kind of drama in this. We could also go in over here with that. Going in with the darker one over here. And you're going to be seeing how I'm going to be transforming this into something else. Yes, it's acrylic paint, No, it's not acrylic paint. Sorry. This is gouache, and I'm doing a value study. Just laying down the color at the moment to get the feel of how it's going to look if there was no color. And sometimes you'll have this, oh, it's just blending into it. But we are going to come back again and, work on it. Because now we've just added the mid values. We haven't yet come up with the darker values. If the gouache doesn't move, just dip it slightly in water, just a little bit, not too much. So we've got kind of this drama that is happening. But now I'm going to be just keeping this big brush aside and go in with a smaller brush, which is clean also. And now I'm going to go with really dark colors wherever I feel that I need some kind of darker version. So I'm going to go like under over here. Can you see that? That's a nice thing. Then I just feel this area has a nice darker look. So we can go in with, okay. It also has something over here. I haven't come with the lights as yet. I've just kept the white of the paper, but I'm going to go with the lights too. And then we have something over here too. Okay. Also, I just feel that we could, I'm not very sure, just add in a touch over here too, just for the drama part. Okay, and we can now, take in a bit of the white and with the darker this, we could, which has this, orangish thing, we can go in. It comes up till here, right? It's still here, yeah. We do have it here too, yeah. And I'm not blending at the moment. I'm just laying down these colors, giving it, yeah. We do have something over here too happening. Quite nice. This area has the darker thing, and yep. Quite nice. Okay, I'm going to be washing this brush because, and I usually keep this sponge around. This just removes all that excess. It removes all the excess. It really cleans the brush well. So then when I'm going into another color, it keeps it nice. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm dipping into white. And this white, I'm going to be using it in areas where I feel there is a nice shine. I feel that shine over there and over here for sure. I do have it a little bit over here, but I need to blend it out because it's not that bright. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take another brush and I'm going to break it again. Okay, you can also pull it if you feel it's gone really light. Again, take this, dip it here and pull it, and you can see you're getting a very nice subtle glaze, which is what we need, because here this is still lighter than the white, so we need to show that it is not having such a bright highlight. Okay, we're going to do the same thing on this top, because over here also we have this very light, and we're going to be using this brush, dipping it into that color. And if you feel it went overboard, you can again dip it in white. Go for a very subtle color. Yeah. So we're kind of looking at it in a nicer way now. It's got, you can blend the transitions. Okay. We have this transition over here. We've quite blended that in, so that looks nice. Now I'm going in with the white again. And for the white again, I'm going in with this area. Now because it's gouache, it does, if you rub in too much, you're going to get slight blending. And I'm okay with that because I want to leave the pure white for highlights. Okay, again taking this brush, taking this white, yeah. So we have this, which is looking kind of nice. We do have, something kind of these lines over there. So we could take the lighter color and give it that. Okay. I just feel that we could also just clean up the brush, take that white, again I said if you feel that it gets too much now, just dip it in the other color. Thank you, Neeta, that's such a sweet thing to say. What kind of paintings do you do, Neeta? Now I just feel, there should be some contrast, because whenever you're painting, if there is contrast, it kind of looks nice. So I'm going in with a little contrast inside here, and this will now make it, can you see how beautifully that shines? So we have a nice contrast being created over there. Okay, so we have quite a few things done which are looking nice. The lemon kind of looks really good. We could go in with the darker here if there is some, yeah. So the lemon is looking kind of, that's nice. What kind of stuff do you create? I'd like to know what you create. Some more drama. This just, oh, that's amazing. I'm going to be checking out your page, Crazy Neeta. Oh, that's nice. Now, The flower is basically white in color, but it needs to have some kind of depth if you want to, create some kind of, um, 3D looking form. So what we are going to do is we are going to go in with some colors over here. Okay. Similarly, we are also going to be adding in some forms over here. It does have something underneath over here, something over here happening over here, and we just need to pick up a few things. Wipe the brush really well, go in with whites. I'll definitely go and check your page and your channel. And we're just trying to give it some form. So that it looks like a flower. So we have that, you can see that it feels like that petal is, okay. So we have that. So going in with some amount of darker color over here. And now I feel, just for the drama, we are going to go with a little darker color over here. I know it's not that dark, but just for fun, to create some kind of this just makes it look really wow. Okay. Also, so you can alter certain things. For your purpose, you can do that. So that makes it, interesting. Because if I want to replicate, okay, I just want to copy, I might just take a photocopy of the painting or the photograph, and that's done. It should look different from the photograph. There should be something interesting happening. We are adding in oops, I'm sorry about that. And you know what? We can also go in with some white. Why not? Just add some highlight to make this stand out. Okay? And as for these flowers, yeah. So we have kind of this, which is working out really nice. Okay? So we just now clean up all the brushes, and you can see just going to move the palette away. We try to get this into a black and white. And once you have a black and white, how does this help? How does helping, creating a value study or a black and white help? Now you've really simplified it down. Now you know how dark your yellow should be if you're using yellow. You know how dark your orange has to be, because now you've got the subject really well placed. What would I say? I'm also going in with some lights over here that we can show that there is. You can see this. So this was a value study that we did today. I hope you enjoyed it. And I do a Saturday live, or most of the time it's a Saturday live, but sometimes, when I'm in the mood to do it on a weekday when I have the time, I think I like to, paint it on. Just that makes it more interesting. If it feels too much, just wipe your brush and blend it out. And yeah, that's it. And that's for today's live. I hope you enjoyed it. Usually I do a Saturday live. It's just sometimes there's, in between of the week, I feel that no, I need to connect and I need to paint something or share something interesting. Then you get something which is known as a weekday or a Wednesday live. And until next time, I hope to see you soon on Conversations with Canvas. On my page, you will definitely see a lot of art demos, but they're not just plain art demos. You're going to see something which I would say, how do you paint shadows? How do you paint, some particular issues that we could have? So I do break it down to that style where I solve some kind of problems. So they're pretty short videos. You can go and check that out. And that was fun. Thank you for joining in today. If you like this video, do leave a comment below. If there's something that you want me to try out, do share it in the comments. And I'll see you soon for lots of art masti and art magic on Conversations with Canvas. Bye-bye. Take care. Love you. Bye, Neeta.